Okay, to the Supreme God, to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones, we humbly invoke for your divine guidance, divine love, divine blessings, for illumination, for divine oneness, divine bliss, divine help, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, so be it. So, friends, uh, last few classes, we've understood what is acceptance, we've understood what is surrender. So, what we will do today is we will understand um, what is what is connection to God, and how to actually stay in that state given various situations that we have. It's not like all of us are very free all the time to sit in front of God and to sit and meditate or do any such thing, right? So how to basically stay connected to God all the time, and what is the meaning of puja actually? What is the meaning of aradhana, which we typically call, right? So these and so what are the key what are those key things that we'll have to remember to ensure that we are sort of constantly progressing on this path, and we are burning this since we are melting the karmas that we have accumulated in ignorance. So I think I have already spoken about karma, right? So it is basically a system which is keeping track of all that we have done using our subtle body across past lives, across our lives, whatever lives we have led. It is basically a system that is tracking what all we've done when we are in the state of ignorance. And why do we actually become ignorant? We become ignorant when we are not following the path of, when we are not following our duties. It may be anything. As a mother, I may have many duties. As a human being, I may have duties. And various roles that we play, each of them have different duties. And as a citizen of this earth, we may have different duties. As a female, I may have different duties. As a male, somebody may have different duties. So our identities I are based on our identities. Even if we have this body consciousness, see, body consciousness is not bad. But while we are in this body consciousness, are we still doing our duty? So, for example, when we do many actions, what do? We think, oh, what benefit will I get from these actions? And based on that, we make that as a motivation factor to do something. But what Bhagavad Gita says, what God says in Bhagavad Gita is, you are not entitled to the fruits of action at all. You can't even, you are not even eligible to think about benefits. Because just because you think about benefits doesn't mean you are going to be benefited by doing that action. Yes, that action may have led to benefits for people who may have quoted that example to you. Oh, if you do these kinds of things, then you'll get this benefit. For example, let's say, oh, you read these shlokas, you'll get this benefit. You do these actions, you'll get this benefit. You do a juice diet, you'll get this benefit. You do a fruit fast, you'll get this benefit. Just because somebody else saw some benefits, does that also mean that we will get those benefits? Did those actions or did those tools actually give them those benefits? No. So those tools did not give them those benefits, but the what do you say, the mindset that we had while using those tools actually leads us to those benefits. And it also depends on many other things, as per Bhagavad Gita and all. It depends on many other things. What it also depends on is our merits, is the kind of what do you say, cages that we have, the kind of impurities that we carry. When I call impurities, it only means that the cages that we have not let go of, something that we are yet to detach. BBGPs, sorry, the POSCs are constantly showing us all of these things. Okay, the POSCs are constantly showing us uh, wherever the areas of discomfort are, but we are not willing to let go. We are not doing acceptance. We are not doing surrender, any of those things. So I'll call them impurities because they are almost equal to poop. Because at a physical level, whatever we eat, all the metabolic wastes of our body, which are no longer that our body uses, we let go that as poop, sweat, urine, and all of those things. So something like that, we have impurities at a subtle level also. Those are those belief systems that we have not let go of. So the kind of impurities that we carry at our subtle body level depends on that also. So which is what is called merits in shastras. When you call it, they call it punya, they call it papa and all that, but I would call them how clean is your antakaran, how clean and pure is your conscience. So based on all of this work that you have done, and we have been doing all of this kind of work for many lives. So we have accumulated. So based on our karma, how much of those merits that we have, then that that basically defines our nature. Our nature of, let's say, we may be very restless, we may be very angry, we may be whatever our nature is, based on whatever we have within us, based on that only our nature also will be. So those benefits that we get are also based on that nature. For example, I may have done something for which I may be aiming for becoming the president of India or something, but I may not even have the eligibility to become the president. Just because I have a desire doesn't mean that, oh, I work very hard on this campaigning and this and that and all that, I should have become the president of India. It doesn't work like that. It depends on what are the merits that you already have to get to that position also. You'll get to that outcome. So that the entire outcome part is that responsibility is only with God. And God assigns those outcomes to us based on what we have as our eligibility. And that eligibility is only something that we have to constantly keep working towards. How? Through our sadhana, through our this inner work, by being good individuals, by performing our roles to the best of our abilities. Whatever roles we are playing, there should be truth, there should be authenticity in every role. And you should also, I mean, these are some of the few things, common things that I'm telling. Like when we are authentic in each of our activities, then we will do that duty to the best. That is, we won't leave any stone unturned. We will do every single thing ever possible to ensure that that kind of work is done. And then we will ensure that we are not stepping on somebody else's what do you say, somebody else, and then going to that position, or we don't tell sarcastic things to people to hurt them, we don't judge people. So there are all of these fundamental things that are like common sense. You know, internally you will know that is the right thing to do, but you actually don't do. Why we don't do? Because of our nature. Our nature may be one thing. Our nature is a collection of our habits. But the knowledge that we have that is coming within us as right and wrong may be something else. But if we are not listening to that right and wrong, but we are basically driven by our nature, then we will continue to make those kinds of, rather make those kinds of karma. And this karma is not actually bad or anything. It is just a system to recalibrate or recorrect or realign our nature to go and then eventually become divine. As of now, our nature or our accumulative nature is not divine. The divinity is inside, it is there, But we have a lot of layers on top of that, accumulated layers on top of that, called belief systems, which have made our nature different. Where we say, see, such and such a person is always such so and so like this. And then we may be cheating in whatever we are doing. We may be hiding. We may not be very true. We may constantly think that somebody is a thief. So there are so many things that actually comes to our mind where we can constantly watch ourselves. So like this, with or without our knowledge, we are constantly making those kinds of, we are continuously making those karmas within in our lives. And those karmas are leading us to the fruits of that karma, which is again to basically go through some challenges to realign ourselves. So based on our nature, based on what we are eligible for only, we get those fruits of action. Let's say there are n fruits of action, different fruits of action that are eligible to us. On top of that, if we are absolutely in surrender, then we will get the best of that, which will lead us forward. According to our eligibility, there may be some best outcome, which is like really necessary for us to progress in our life, which will take us forward. That when we are in the true state of surrender, then we get that. So, which is why I'm saying when we do our actions, as when we do our duty, so our responsibility as human beings is only to focus on our duty and nothing else, not benefits, not fruits of action. For example, you can take all of these. Why should we do our duty? You can say, why should we do our duty? So we are all, we in our general life also, as citizens of India, we pay our taxes to the government. Does the government, and why do we pay taxes to the government? The government maintains the country's law and order, and many things come as a part of those taxes. It gives us the basic fundamental living necessities, schools, colleges, whatever happens as a part of those taxes. Now, do we get benefits from those taxes? I mean, are they rewarding us for paying our taxes? No, I mean, we have to pay tax. It's not like we are given a choice. Oh, it's okay. You are so and so. It's okay. You don't have to pay tax today. For the next month, don't pay tax because you've done a good job. No, they don't say that. Whether you've done the best job in the country, you've done something great for the country also, you still have to go and pay your taxes. So like that, as citizens of Earth, we have to pay our taxes, and those are called duties. See, when you look at the sun, moon, stars, rain, rather you can call it water element. Let's say there is a god or there's a soul behind water, the one which brings out the rain. Then let's say there's a soul behind earth. Let's say there's a soul behind all the trees. There are lots of farmers. So many things come together, right? We have when we talk about even gratitude, we think about how many people are responsible, how many elements are responsible, how many souls are responsible to give us our daily food, which is on our plate. So if you think at that angle also, everybody is doing their duty. No, if somebody had not done their duty, we wouldn't have got the meals on our plate. No. So what God is saying is, you have to do your duty without questioning what benefits am I going to get. What, you are very entitled or what? You are you some lord? Are you some lord where just because you do something, shake your hands or something, you need to get some benefits? No, you are also another individual of earth. You are just another species, that's all. So as another species, you are not superior or anything. You are just superior in terms of you are now getting an opportunity to basically understand where you are coming from. You are a soul and all of those things. Everybody is a soul. Every other individual here is a soul, but they are not given that opportunity to realize themselves. It is just a realization, because that realization will help us to perform our duties better. That's all. It is not giving us extra perks. It is not giving us extra benefits. See, when we think of, oh, if I'm in heaven, then I'm going to get all of these great benefits. I'm going to live happily ever after. It doesn't work like that. Every soul who is in a higher dimension compared to us have far more responsibilities, have far more what do you say, duties in their roles and responsibilities, because they have now understood life better than us. We are at least a little more ignorant compared to them. So ignorance doesn't absolve us of the fact that we shouldn't do our duties. So what God is saying is, you are entitled to do only your duty, not question what benefit I'm going to get from that duty. As a mother, you have to do your duty. You have to feed your kids. Whether they shout at you, whether they do this to you, that to you, whatever, that doesn't mean that you need to get angry and then stop cooking. It doesn't mean that you feel sad. So, if we are expecting benefits for whatever we are doing, then what we will do, we will say, I need to get this kind of benefit, this much benefit. This is the kind of respect I need to get. That is the kind of this I need to get. They have to appreciate whatever I'm cooking. Every day I'm cooking something or the other. They have to say very good every day. So all of these things have to stop, because the more you keep attaching yourself to outcomes, you will continue to keep putting yourself into that loop of karma, and that belief system is going to drag you further down. So hence it's important for us to say, understand that we need to do our duty, not because we need to get benefits, but we need to do it because as citizens we need to pay those taxes. We need to give back, because for every breath that we take here, for all the experiences that we lead here, we are, I mean, there is so much that is actually happening, coming together to give us that experience, and the experience that is necessary for us to basically go and then self-realize ourselves. It is an opportunity that is given to us to realign those habits that we have accumulated over many lives. Without realignment of those habits, without the system helping us clean up, how can we go to that state of self-realization? We can't go. So just because we should go to that state of self-realization, how many souls are working without thinking about themselves? A tree is thinking about themselves without thinking about self-realization. They are helping us. So, when you're eating your food, let's say initially you're offering it to God. So what Bhagavad Gita also says is, it's not only Bhagavad Gita, I think every custom, basically we follow this as parents also. I'm sure many of us have learned this. They say offer it. Even when we do Shraddh and all that, no, they offer it to many ancestors, this, that, no. So what it actually means is, let's say you are working as a part of a big project. You did some part of the coding, maybe once, let's say it's a front end model, some shopping cart, let's say Amazon. You're developing Amazon. Now, if you're developing Amazon, some people will be in the back end database, they'll be managing. Some people will be in the front end, they'll be managing the screens, they'll be coding all the screens and all that, they'll be coding. So some people will be managing the entire thing, module they'll be managing. So like that, there will be different segments that each of us are managing. But do we know the big picture? Now we know Amazon is there and then we can see all of that. But let's say Amazon, we have never seen Amazon. But when we have never seen Amazon, can we even imagine where that big picture is? We may not know. We may not even get the idea. As a small time person contributing to something, let's say one screen, you may never know what is the big picture. But then, let's say now that that product has been already launched. So once the product is launched, won't you feel very happy if you are actually getting to understand what that is? If somebody comes and explains to you, hey, you did this, right? See, that part is here in the product. You are able to understand your role, and you are able to, let's say, experience now let's say somebody gives you that product and say, hey, okay, now you use it for the first time, enjoy, feel it. You'll feel very good about it, right? Because you contributed without knowing what the end product will be. For example, take mango. For that mango, who's eating the mango? Let's say I am eating the mango. Now if I am eating the mango, but A person, Earth did not Earth did not know how that mango will taste. Then all the microbes that worked towards that helped that tree did not know how mango will taste, but they worked. They did their duty. Now the farmer did his duty. Then everybody who helped the farmer did their duty. The country did its duty by supporting the farmer. The water did its duty. The sun did its duty. The wind, the air, everything did its duty. But who's eating the mango? I'm eating the mango. So what should I do? At least I should be able to mentally give them a piece. You all work for it. No, take a piece of mango. Get the taste of whatever you ate, whatever you contributed for. Won't they feel happy? That is what we have to remember. This is why duty is very important. If they did not do their duty, you will not get your fruit. Similarly, if you don't do your duty, somebody else will not get their fruit. So what God is saying, this entire system runs on collection of duties. So you should, and nobody here is basically looking at what am I getting in return? What is in it for me? So there is no question of what is in it for me. So, but why should I do my duty? To basically, and to make sure that we do our duty better and better and better and give the best to that duty, we need to be able to understand who is God. We need to be able to constantly listening about God, listening to what are his qualities, what are his best qualities. If he has taken the avatar of, let's say, Ram or Krishna or any of these, what were his qualities at that time? How did he show what God can do? And how did he help people who who were walking the path of truth and dharma? So when we are able to constantly listen to such stories from, let's say, Bhagavatam or Mahabharata or Ramayana and all of those things, then we are constantly, we will understand, oh, God is really so kind. He's compassionate. And he's the one who's running the system. And he's the one who's giving equal opportunities to everybody to basically do their duty and then get to self-realization. And it's like some souls are constantly being born, and then there is always somebody who's in the middle category, and then there are always somebody who is already enlightened, who have reached the highest peaks. And like this, there is a cycle that is constantly happening, and that is why this universe is called constantly expanding universe. And this expanding universe will always have good and bad together in it. Why? Only when there is bad, there is scope for good to shine. And only when we have bad, when only when we see the only when we see our habits that the habits that we have done are consuming us in sadness, only then we will be able to get the motivation to basically go and do the right thing. So to summarize, duty mindedness is very important. As a student, whatever is your duty, as a mother, whatever is your duty, do it with that authenticity. Don't lie to yourself, because the entire world, we may hide ourselves to the entire world. We can't hide ourselves to who we are. We know who we are. Okay, we know who we are. We can't fool ourselves. So, as much as possible, try to walk that path of truth and do the best towards your own dharma, which is called swadharma. Swadharma means your own dharma, towards your own, to walk your path of self-realization. What is it that you have to do? Does this take me to that state? Will God be happy if I do this? Am I doing this to make God happy? See, there is, I think that in some, they say, if you're doing something, ask yourself, if tomorrow, if that is published as a newspaper headline, will you be okay with that? That is also one way of questioning yourself. Another way of questioning yourself is, will God be happy with what I'm doing? If I'm, let's say, going and telling something, these are very, very fundamental things, and these are something that very commonly happen. For example, let's say we'll see a video, and in that video it says, um, there is this product that has been launched. For that matter, let's say, okay, ghee. This now there is this ghee, and this ghee is totally adulterated, and all of that. It is in your reality. Okay, we need to understand that it is in whoever sees that is it's in their reality. It is their trigger. We need to look at what is my trigger from this video. Okay, we don't stop at that. Ooh, okay. So this is something wrong. Okay, go send it to all the people who eat ghee. Now, what are we doing? We are only going, and then first of all, this brought out a lot of fear within us. Now that fear, we are basically spreading it to everybody. So hence, we have to question ourselves how to manage some of these things. This is not authenticity. This is like we are cheating ourselves. We are something else, but we are posing as something else. So, what is it that we want to tell the world about who we are and who we think we are? It is all very important to understand. Am I the same person? Am I doing something to just show off to others? Or am I scared about whoever I am and I want to show somebody else to the world? My face is something else. So, different faces for different reasons. So, all these we have to ask ourselves. These these kinds of things no make us do many things, make us go look for those outcomes, to make us good, to make us feel good, to make us look better in somebody's eyes. I think in last class or something I told, who is bringing us all these outcomes? God. So if God is the one that we have to please, who should be happy with whatever we do, why do we go and then constantly try to please our husband, our children, our relatives? We do so many things to please them, no? But they are not, they are just instruments of God. They are not taking any decisions. This is very important for us to understand. Who is watching us constantly? We are doing all of this sometimes to make our husband happy, children happy, mother-in-law happy, so and so happy, all faking we do. But ultimately, who is this person who's constantly watching us from within, seeing us do all this drama, fake drama? God. But what he will do? He'll give us outcomes accordingly. So we, let's say, oh, I'm doing this puja, yeah, it's very great. It's going to give me all these benefits. Huh, but again, will God see how much of money you spent on that puja, or what all did you buy, how much decoration did you do with the garland and all that? He will never see all that. He will see what is your authenticity behind whatever you did. You don't have to do anything, but are you able to connect to him with that innocence, with that, without faking whoever you are? It is important to understand that habits will come up because we are so full of habits. No, the very first thing that will come up is, let's say, some that mental attitude that we already have. But it's okay when it comes up with the very first thought that comes up, let's say, is jealousy. You don't, oh my God, that's it, gone. My puja itself is totally gone because now I'm jealous. You should not think like that. Okay, the very first thought that came into your head may be that habit that you already had. It's okay. You can tell yourself, oh, I had this inside me. Okay, fine, no problem. Accept it. Accept it and then generally move on with whatever you are. You don't have to be the best all the time, but you have to be truthful to whoever you truly are. You may be, we may be impure as of now with lots of stuff. It's okay. It's okay to say, yeah, I'm impure as of now. So what? So what? Tomorrow I'm going to clean up. I'm going to continue to do my sadhana and eventually I'll get cleaned up. I'm in that journey already. So this authenticity is very important. At the same time, doing our duty is very important. We can say, God takes care of everything. We can say, God takes care of everything. But I don't have to do anything. Yes, He only moves my arms. He only moves my eyes. Also, He only makes me think. Also, He only is doing everything. But behind that, there is also your intention of whether you want to do that or not. Then God will align to that also. If you don't want to do that at all, then God will never make you do. See, for example, let's say you want to do, like recently I was doing some puja, not puja, basically some chanting. And that chanting, initially I felt like doing that and I just said, okay, can I do it? I'll do it. But later on, my ego kicked in. Oh my God, how long will this take? I said, I'm going to do 1 or 8 times of some shloka. Oh my God, how long will that take? Then I calculated it will take 7 or 8 hours. I had to sit for 7 or 8 hours. I've never sat for even 3 hours so far. I mean, at a stretch, I've never sat for 3 hours also. Will I be able to do it? I did not know, but I've already taken that affirmation, sankalp. So I thought, okay, fine, God, you only sit within me and do. I want to do it, but beyond that, it's your choice. And then I gave my best. I gave my best to that intention uh, that we have to do. We have to give our best. Outcome is not in our hands. We may have given our best. Whole day we may have worked for something, but the outcome may have not may be satisfactory. It's okay. What outcomes we get are based on what we deserve, and we can't measure ourselves about how we deserve. See, this deserve is not. I'm not talking about deserve what we deserve in a negative connotation. What we deserve only we need to get. If we get more than what we deserve, no, we'll either become very arrogant or we may probably not be able to handle it. So even merits are given accordingly. Like if you go and give a beggar lottery, when let's say 1 crore or something like that, he won't know how to manage it. Overnight he'll spend it, or somebody will cheat, somebody will take it away. So a person, just because he got all those benefits doesn't mean he is capable of handling. For example, so many people sit and do Kundalini meditations and all of those things. Let's say even if all of those open up, all the chakras are now unblocked. Do you think they'll be able to handle that kind of information overload? They can't. We need to eventually evolve to a state by constantly cleaning, becoming authentic, cleaning all these belief systems. We need to clean up inside and then become light, and automatically all these things will clean up. All these chakras and all of those things will automatically open up. We need to remove our fear. We need to get over that fear, become fearless. Why should we become fearless? How do we become fearless? By when we have fear, what does it mean? It means that, okay, something is going to happen that I don't like, and I have to face all these situations. So I don't want to face it. So I'm going to constantly live in fear and do so many things to avoid that. Will it work? Will it not work? So over time, let's say you depend on God. You depend on God. You remember that, oh, He's everywhere. He's within me. And He's the one who's taking care of this body. He's going to take care. He's the one who's giving outcomes. And if that outcome has to come, He's only going to manage. He's only going to show me how to manage that outcome also. So why should I be in fear? Every outcome today, I let's say I've come to this age now. Now, until this age, I have never got outcomes in my life. I've never done actions. I've always done actions. I've always got outcomes for those actions. Who has managed all these things? I've lived now for 47 years. I've lived. So it means that in the future also He'll take care. For 47 years, if He has taken care, in future also He'll take care. So that kind of mental talk we need to do, and then we will eventually become fearless. And then every time fear situations and all come, we need to watch our triggers. And then, oh, this belief system I only have. So okay, let me go through that. like for example, recently I had a dream. In that dream, I was, for some reason I got separated from my I was walking with my co-sister or something like that. I got separated from her. For some reason, I think my daughter also was there, and then somehow I got separated from her. We were coming in a train, and then I think I left my carrier bag in the train, uh, and then I am now about to board a bus. Or no, or maybe from a bus to a train. And then suddenly I realized I've not got my carrier bag, and now I'm going back to get that. And then now some rowdies are chasing me, and then they are like typically movie scenes started, and then now I'm suddenly the road that I'm going is all empty. And then typically, and then at this time I'm thinking about God, because what is happening is recently I have heard Mahabharata and Draupadi story and all that. The same thing started. I don't know what happened, but then I'm thinking, what did Draupadi do at that time? So I am basically thinking all those things. See, so yes, it's a fearful situations where all these rowdies come and then now they are attacking you. You are alone and they are thinking of raping you and all of those things. Now, yes, it will make you fearful, but then what is it? What is a trigger that I get even at that level in the dream? At some point, there also I'm sitting and thinking, what is happening here? In that dream also, I am actually analyzing. I'm thinking, okay, now I should definitely surrender to God. So to that extent, our habits have to become where we are actually practicing. And it was also early morning, and I was thinking so much that I actually got up at 4:30 itself. And then I started off my duties, and then so basically what I was thinking was, in that critical situation, I'm thinking, who should I call? Which God should I call? Should I call my family guru, his name, because I love him a lot, or should I call Krishna? See, at that time, mind is thinking. So what it was telling me is, oh, mind is not it doesn't have a second nature yet. So Smita, work towards a second nature, work towards ensuring that there is always a name. When you are in crisis, there is always one name. When I'm active, when I'm in the house, or let's say some challenges are happening, then my conscious mind is able to, let's say, call God, think about God, do surrender and all of that. Most often, the like I always I used to think about people, who should I ask for help, but most of the time in the past few years I've always been only thinking about God only. God, how do I do this? And it'll come, some idea will come, because we are constantly practicing, calling him, asking for help. Some days it used to come one day later, help used to come one day later, sometimes it comes half an hour later. But whether it comes or no, asking is our duty. So, because help will come based on our eligibility, no. Probably have had benefits. Maybe I'm not very eligible to ask for all of those things yet. I still have to go through that restlessness that I'm in. So there are so many reasons why doesn't God doesn't give immediate outcomes to us. Because immediate outcomes, if we have to get, we need to be constantly. I mean, we would have reached a high level of consciousness already, where our dimension would have shifted. But as of now, since we are still in that duality and all of those things, and then outcomes take a long time. When God comes to us, it takes a long time. So because of whoever I am, and if I'm, let's say tomorrow, let's say my daughter is not helping me, I'm asking for her help. She's not helping me. It only means that I have not paid the taxes. I have not done my duty authentically in the past. That is why I'm not getting this duty, this reward I'm not getting. This the system is not giving me back that because I have not done my duty. So wherever we've done our duty, only to that extent uh we get, what do you say, taken care of. Because it, and what should this tell us? Not make us angry on the system, but to make us more duty minded, at least to whatever now God has given. Yes, we may not have done that in the past, but now we can do, no. So ensuring that we do our duty in all the roles is very important, that too honestly, sincerely, truthfully, without any laziness, without giving reasons. All these are very important. And there may be many things. I'm just scratching the tip and telling you few, whatever little bit I know, because I have not read the Shastras and all of those things, but whatever little I know, whatever little I understood from various teachers, I'm sharing whatever I'm applying in my life, I'm sharing, that's all. And I'm also not perfect. Even I'm trying. So we need to do our best, because that intention, if it's there, no, we will eventually go to that state. So, and then why should we do what is called prayer? Does that mean we'll always have to sit in front of God, sit in front of our puja room? Yes, that is also a set of rituals. See, religion, when we talk about religion, religion is not bad or anything. Religion is a system which is basically helping us become disciplined, that's all. And you can, if you are able to understand why some of those things came up in the religion, to at a deeper level, if you go, then you will understand, oh, to correct our own habits, they have actually given all these things. There will be various stories and other things you will eventually hear. But just because I don't know why those things came doesn't mean it's wrong. It means that I may not know, that's all. But at least to whatever extent you can do, those rituals are just helping us connect to God. Let's say today I'm not at all connecting to God. 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. I'm going to office, morning I'm getting up. Let's say I'm taking bath, whatever. I'm going to the kitchen, doing my duty. And then sending kids to school, coming back, office, going to office, coming back, again duty. Something will be there in the kitchen, whatever. So again, days will roll by, weeks will roll by, this will roll by, everything roll. Years will keep rolling by like this. And we have not even thought of God. So this is not puja. But such a person, how she can do puja? How she can basically connect to God? First, by understanding that I am here as a citizen of God. The kingdom of God, I am a citizen. And why do in Rama Rajya and all that, people are very, very attached to Ram. Even in Mahabharata, they say we'll see that people were very attached to Pandavas. Why? Because they were very authentic. They were very truthful. They were walking that path of dharma, and they were who they were. They did not fake it. They did not try to please anybody. But whatever they did as per whatever God wanted them to do. God told in the Vedas and all that. They followed those kinds of things. And naturally, it was attractive for people. See, when a person is constantly walking the path, right path, we will automatically get attracted to them. They don't have to attract, they don't have to say, come. But we will automatically get attracted to them. Something like that, people were attracted to Ram. So, like that, when we are doing our duty, we will constantly clean up inside. So, God doesn't say that, hey, you have to sit in front of me only and do puja. He's saying that if you do your duty, then that itself is a aradhana, that itself is a puja to me. You are being authentic to all the roles that has been given to you. That itself is puja. So in some of the Upanishad stories or something, they say that one a person who used to um, even bury dead bodies, sorry, not who used to bury dead bodies in his house, God used to be constantly there. It seems like literally, like when like how let's say Tulsidas used to see Ram or Mirabai used to see Krishna, something like that. God used to be there in his house itself. Why? Because he used to do his duty very sincerely. And then at home, he used to do very sincere duty to his parents, take care of them. Like literally, he was living to the T. No, nobody could even question where he was going wrong trips. So in such a place, God was there with him all the time. And they also talk about, let's say, a businessman. A businessman also in his house also God was constantly there like that. Whenever God he wanted, he used to see God like this. Why? Because apparently he used to do his business very, very sincerely, and then there was no what do you say, backstabbing in any form. And then he used to take only how much ever money profits he would get, only that much he would take for his livelihood, rest of it he would give it off, because he felt that I didn't need extra, God will take care. So there are so many of these things that are principled. See, when we keep more in our, today we do savings bank account, we do so many LIC policies and all of that we do. Why are we doing all these things? I mean, I'm just telling the nature that we have as of now. We do all those things for fear. Tomorrow, tomorrow I need, no, for my retirement I need. What if my children don't take care of me? What if if today I'm working, but tomorrow, what if I'm not working? Then I need money, no. So this is the mentality we all have. But in those times, that kind of mentality was not there. People were more, even when people were not on the path of the reading the scriptures or something, and there were ways in which they knew how what God wanted, what the scriptures are telling and all that, so they would follow. But today we are not on that path. So but at least if we are able to understand what is going to keep us connected to God, then it will actually help us. First thing is duty. Second thing is doing it authentically, sincerely, and all of that. Not worrying about benefits, not doing anything for benefits, not even thinking about benefits. You can plan, you can plan for something, but you should drop it. Once you plan, see, planning is also an action, no? When you are planning, it was your action. But when you are executing that plan, the outcome is no longer a part of the action. It is now gone. It is in the future. So only focus on your actions. So that is what is duty mindedness. It's called kartavya. Kartavya karma, it is called. And third thing is, whatever may be your lifestyle, ensure that you are doing everything for God. So you might say, why should I do everything for God? I don't even like him, or I don't know who he is. So make the effort to know who is God by listening to such classes, by understanding that he is the most supreme, all of that, you will get to know. Even if I may not be able to tell you enough, listen to great people who are talking more about God these days. The more you keep listening about God, the more you keep reading some of the things, at least to some extent, you should know why you should do your duty. No, for whom should I do my duty? Who is this person who is ruling me? Who is this person who is running this entire cosmos? That much we should know. Then, so in Ramayana, what I was trying to tell is, these people who were very sincere to Ram, they did their duties because they loved him. That's all. Not because Ram was looking at them, not because he was probably punishing them. See, people do a lot more sincere work for you if they love you, not when they fear you. Many times we may create a lot of fear in our children, and our children might actually listen to us. But that is very, very short lived. They will not, tomorrow when they overcome that fear, do you think they will listen to us? They will not listen to us. But if they had developed that love and respect, then they will definitely do it for you because they love you. Like I have seen this in some families. I mean, brothers, rather people, old adults, they go head over heels in doing things for their parents. Literally falling and doing any things for their parents. And they have great children also because they are like that. Their reality also has children who are like that. So we should do somebody. So when we understand what our parent is doing to us, then our loyalty towards our parent who is God increases automatically. How will you love? How will you respect somebody? How will you love somebody? Only when you know about their personality. So make the time to know about God's personality. Because the more you know about God, no, you are actually becoming closer to refining your own nature to become that God, to realize the God within yourself. Until then, it will not happen. No, knowing God doesn't mean that you will just know he's a separate person. He is definitely a separate person, but you will imbibe his qualities because that is also in you. And it's important to know God so much. That way, that love and bhakti is going to come. It is going to come, and then bhakti is more about loyalty. The as a servant, how loyal we are to our master. We will only be truly loyal to our master if we love that master. That's all. If we like to do something for that master. Otherwise, why will we do? Yeah, he is probably going to pay us. That is why I'm going to do. Have you seen servants who are just doing it for money? And or have you seen servants who basically do beyond money, who do things not for money? They get money, they get paid and all that, but they are doing that. There is one extra. What do you say? One extra. Um, what do you say? Some stretch that they bring in their work, which is actually going to take it to a different level. They bring themselves into that work. They bring that their own love into that work, and that work becomes so much more joyful. That outcome itself is so much more. For example, let's say you have somebody for dusting your house. You may have paid them to just dust the surfaces and all that. Maybe that person will go ahead and then do wardrobes and this and that. Why? Because they like you. Why will they do all that? Because they like you. So similarly, if you like God, why will you like God? Only when you make the time to know about God. It's worth knowing about God. It is definitely worth knowing about God. Like 100% worth the knowing about God. So listen to listen to people who talk about the scriptures. Listen to people who talk about God in some form or the other. And there is, I mean, so many videos are there these days. YouTube. Listen to something every day. If you're constantly listening, no, your connection to God will automatically improve. And the more it improves, no, your loyalty towards your own beauty, to understand that those eyes are constantly watching me and I need to be authentic, will become much better and better and better. And automatically that is your puja. Automatically that becomes your puja because you are doing your role to the best of your abilities. And that is automatically, what do you say, that is your sadhana. It becomes your sadhana of cleansing, internal cleansing, and automatically you'll drop, your belief systems will just keep melting away like this. So it's important for us to understand that how to live our life even when we don't have time. In every single duty that we do, in every single act that we do, who am I doing it for? Am I doing it for myself, or am I doing it for God? Am I doing it as a servant of God, or am I doing it for some benefit? So those are the things that we need to remember. So if you are able to at least, I don't have time to sit and chant, I don't have, because I'm very busy with my child, I'm busy. But at least when you're doing all of those things, are you even using those opportunities for your self-realization? Or it's a wasted time? You're wasting your life for ego, or after knowing how to stay connected to God, am I using that also, so that I don't have to sit and chant, sit and do some shlokas or something like that? So when we are able to do some of these things, no, consistently, then God will definitely rearrange our schedule to make time to sit and do also. It is, you will notice that. See, what is impossible for God? For if you are trying to love Him, trying to do the best for Him, given whatever situation you are, He will definitely give you more and more time to do that. He will make you sit and do that also at some point. So whether it is, and in addition, connecting to, let's say, going to the puja room, doing all of those little things that we do there, those are just another way of, let's say, connecting to that person, which is God. So the more we are able to connect to God like this, the more we will see a lot of benefits in our life. The more we will see a lot of progress in our life. And see, whatever experiences we get, no, from POSC, those are again based on whatever we deserve, which is why we need to accept. I'm saying, accept. Why are we doing acceptance? Acceptance, because there is no choice. Whatever we are experiencing, there is no question of saying I will not accept this, because the more we are resisting, I don't like it, I don't accept it, I don't, the more we are only suffering, no, the more we are in ignorance, the more we are in denial. So when we do all of these classes, some reason or the other I'm telling to accept, but actually no need of any reason. We have to accept, that's all. When you look at our Bhagavad Gita and all of that, they say you have to accept. And when you look at Premanandji and all of that, they'll say, you have, that is, yeah, you have to endure it. Bhogatna hai, they'll say you have to go through it. No choice, you have to go through it. There is no other choice. Go through that also, keep doing God's aradhana also, it will eventually pass. If it has to pass, it will pass. Why? Because our ego needs that kind of mending. It needs all those experiences. But if we are sincere in all our roles and seeing that, oh, those two eyes are watching me, my God is watching me, and I can't fake it, I can't really be inauthentic in front of him. Like that, if you're constantly thinking, no, you will try to be your best. If you can't, if you're not able to do something, ask his help. I'm not able to be the best in this role. I'm scared. If I'm being the best here, if I do these things, then what if my another face comes up? And what if they all shout at me and or whatnot? It's okay. He will make sure that you show that face, but it will not be that bad. It will be very subtle. He will create situations like that. God has a mastermind. Okay, if you take shelter from him, the master will protect. The master will protect in the sense he will ensure that you are cleaned up. He will ensure that your ego also has calmed down. It has gone down without too much of problems. I mean, we can't imagine how actually beautiful life can be when we are connected to God in many ways. It is so addictive that you will not feel like anything else is better. Even though he doesn't show his face to you, he's not appearing as Krishna in front of you or something, it's okay. There is still a lot of joy in just doing the duty towards that God. So we need to keep listening to God, God's stories and all. That much we have to do. Otherwise, even when we are doing our duty, we will not know why we are doing all these things. Today, we pay taxes not for love of Modi or not for love of India or something, to be honest. We pay taxes because tomorrow, if we don't pay taxes, the income tax department will come and raid us. That's all. But this should not be our attitude towards God. Yes, what is also very important is, if we have to eventually connect to God in an authentic way, we have to connect to our system also in an authentic way. We can't do backstabbing to India and say in my puja room or towards God, I will do something or not. It doesn't work like that. Let's say on the road, no traffic is there. It's 10 o'clock and nobody, let's say, is there. And now the right lights are red. Stop sign is there. Will you stop or will you go? That is where you will know you're authentic or no. Yeah, anyway, nobody is there. I will go. But haven't you agreed to a system? Haven't you agreed to abide to the law? So here you need to ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? So there are so many things are right, but we actually, it's okay, we will do this. We do all that. So what God is saying is, God is in everything. If we have to be authentic to God, we need to at least see where all we are not authentic and then start to recorrect all of those things. So this is what is called duty. And there is no question of, I should get respect in this duty. it is the best if the children respect you. It is the best if children don't shout at you. It is the best if husband is not shouting at you. It is the best if everybody gives you respect. It is the best if people treat you with all that love and kindness. But if they don't, it means that we are deserving only that much. We haven't worked for more yet. It's not bad. It is because we are still evolving. So at that time also, whether they give it or no, whether so see when we basically become hurt, ego, all of that, because we are carrying these belief systems that I need to get this respect, I need to get this, I need to get that. So what today's teaching is, those belief systems have to go because they are crap. They will not take us anywhere. We don't have to get anything back in return based on our expectations. What is automatically coming to us now is already for our best. We just have to start accepting that in our life and going ahead. It's like it's a hard thing to swallow, which we have never done in the past. We have to start doing now. This is where acceptance comes. And the more we are able to accept this journey the way it is, connect to God, only connect to God, that's all. God is in everything. He is the one who basically gives us our returns. He is the one who makes us progress. He is the one who is calling the, what do you say, he's the judge. So he's the one who's watching us all the time. So be truthful to him, because we are his instruments, no? We can't fake. We can't fake our beings. The more we try to fake it, no, he will somehow get experiences to ensure that we learn why we are fake and what are the consequences of being fake. That is what is called adharma, not doing our duty because we wanted some other benefit. We go behind benefits only, desires and all are looking for benefits only, because we think we don't have something. Most of the desires are coming from a place of lack. So what our Shastra says, you don't have to have a desire. Your only desire is to basically get to moksha and then make God happy or whatever, get to self-realization and please God, because he's your master. He's your instrument. Sorry, I am your instrument. I am his instrument. So that is all. Towards God, you can have desire, you can have attachment, you can have all of those things that they call as no, bad, bad, bad. You can have everything towards God, but you can't have anything towards this this thing which is just a make believe to make sure that your ego realigns. That's all. Okay. Any doubt so far? In this, chanting also can come. Puja also can come. Gratitude writing can come. So many things that can come. Like on a daily basis, let's say if you want to chant Vishnu Sahasranam, that can come. You want to chant Lalita Sahasranam, all of those things can come. See, there may be different kind of gods. All of those gods have only one single God behind them. So just think that today I went to one God, tomorrow I feel like going to some other God, tomorrow then I went to some other God. Even I have done that. But maybe, see, each God is a representation of something, some divine quality within us. And to invoke those divine qualities, that character comes in front of us. It is just a representation of, it is just it has just got a form and shape. Those characteristics within us, those divine characteristics within us, if you give a certain form and shape, it becomes a Ganesha. If you give some other form and shape, it becomes Lalita. It gives you some other form and shape, it becomes something else. So like that, they'll come and go. But in all these things, whoever you're connecting to, just think that you're connecting to the same God. Today we may be at a state where we feel connected to, let's say, Hanuman, we feel connected to so and so. It's okay. even if you feel connected to so and so, connect. The more you connect, that's better only. Okay. So did I was this message clear enough to understand, or have I confused you? Or any questions? Anything from your experience you can share, that if you have any doubts or something, you can definitely share. No questions?
Huh? Hi, Smita. No questions, but the question that I asked last week, right? So can you hear
Which
me?
one, Hima?
No, no, about this, whatever you explained today, right? Connecting to God with all the duties. So I was very much unclear. I was just thinking of which I have to focus and everything. So today it's very, very, very clear, Smita. Thank you so much for this.
So doing our duty itself is a puja to God.
Mm.
Because there itself there are so many mistakes that we make. See, many people say, no, be in the present, be in the present. What does it actually mean to be in the present? It means today, if I'm able to do my set of tasks authentically, sincerely, without thinking twice, then tomorrow's duties will become very clear to me. If I don't do today's duties properly, tomorrow's duties I will not be able to do because I have already failed in my past duties. Like that, we have done a lot of failures and then we come here. So now it is only time to constantly realign. Do today. We don't know where we stand. Like that one, like, let's say in 2 years later, I may have to do certain set of duties, but I become eligible for a higher set of duties only when I'm able to do today's duties properly. Tomorrow I may not, let's say as a student, if I'm expecting rank in after the exam, unless I do my duty today, I'll not get that rank, no? Even if I don't work hard for the rank, but I'll become eligible for getting that rank only when I'm doing my duty today. Such people only are getting ranks. Why? Because they actually work towards it. But even if they did not expect a rank also, it's like they've automatically gone to that state. Vaishali, you want to ask your question by unmuting yourself?
Yes, Smita, I wouldn't mind this. Just give me. Yeah, Smita,
Vaishali?
hello. Yeah. So since you were mentioning about some dreams today, in the morning I woke up and I was quite disturbed by, since I dreamt of a house whose like roof was pulled down, and then afterwards there was some big hole left in the roof of the house. So I was quite disturbed, but yes, again, this is a recurring theme where I always dream of some old humble house where I'm staying, and it's always my mother's side of the family with me in that house, and something or the other is repairing, and it signifies we are poor and we are managing ourselves or something like that. And it's a recurring thing. So
See,
I'm just happy.
we these belief systems that we have, no, they call it our doshas also in Sanskrit. The imprints that we have, these vrittis and all of those things that we have, they are there in all the levels. We are at the conscious level also. We are able to recognize which our POSs are showing us. When we sleep, in our dream state also it will come. Then in our unconscious state also it is there. In our subconscious state also it is there. At many different levels, we have accumulated a lot of such crap. And when we are sleeping also, it will be detoxing. When we are at an unconscious level also, it will be detoxing. And whatever you detox at a front end, no, there will be, if there is a connection to all of these back end means I'm talking about subconscious level, unconscious level, those levels, if there is a dream which is connected to all of these things, not dream, the pattern that is connected to, at that level and all, cleanup will happen. So you should, like, when you look at these things, no, when you look at in general how life is, it is so complex. You'll feel it is very complex. It has so many different flavors in life. And are we even capable of interpreting all of these things? Do we even have the kind of intelligence to interpret all these things? If you take Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna was in a supreme consciousness, and Arjuna, compared to us, was a great person already. He was already in a very high state of consciousness. He had literally understood what is dharma. He had read the shastras. He knew typically what Vedas are. I mean, he knew everything. Most of the things he knew. But today we are not even there yet. And he was only not eligible to see Vishwaroop yet. I mean, on a daily basis, he was not able to see God's Vishwaroop. He knew God, he was God. But he still, he didn't really understand the system enough to be able to say, okay, yeah, chalo, we'll go fight them. Again, there was a first chapter where he said, no, I'll not fight. And again, God had to give so much of explanation. Until 18 chapters, he had to give 700 shlokas, he had to tell to make him understand. And we are not even there yet to that level also. So what I'm trying to say is, don't at all analyze. Today, when somebody was asking me, right, in the group also, Jayasudha was asking, I'm getting this experience. What does it mean? This what does it mean question is there. No, this like that why, what, understanding, trying to analyze. These are again going to create belief systems more and more within us. Ego wants to know, why all this happened? What does it mean to me? I don't like all this, or I like this. Even if, let's say, you're reading some shloka, what will you first do? You'll go look at the benefit. Who all have read this? What are the benefits of this shloka? We all do that. Because ego wants to know what is in it for me. And even when we see dreams, is this dream going to be bad for me or good for me? We always want predictions. But there is never a proper prediction. Nobody can even give a proper prediction because we are not eligible for predictions. So, what I say is, don't ask any reason. What we got is based an outcome that we deserved. That's all. We can't question why we deserve that because it has come based on so many factors, and there is not a single soul who can tell you why. Because everybody in your reality is your own reflection. If today you don't know, obviously who will know? Nobody will know. Even if they tell you something, let's say somebody asked me that question, if I tell some cooked up answer, it's a speculation, that's all. Do I know? Even I don't know. So never ask why. You can the only way you can look at all these things is as triggers. Oh, that was a trigger. Yes, for me, when I look at that situation, I have got such dreams multiple times where I've ran away from a bunch of people like that who escaped from some men. I've got some experiences like in my dream like that. But in some dreams, I've probably got stuck. In some dreams, I've not got stuck. I've escaped. So many such things keep coming. But what it only shows to me is there is a fear as a female that I will probably get rather I think at a feminine level itself, many people feel that we are weak, and when we are encountering such a situation, we don't know what to do. It is only something that today is it happening? No, I'm in a safe locality. I'm in a safe environment. I am not even in such a situation where I'm running around here and there. Even if I'm running around, I'm not risking my life to that extent to basically get into such situations. So it was probably somewhere as a fear it has built in across lives. Somewhere I've experienced all those things. So that belief system is there. That something will happen to me. That belief system is all I can do is I can accept that it is just a belief system that is still fearful within me, and it is releasing the fear at a dream level also. Instead of saying, oh my God, I did not escape at all, I should have escaped. See, we are again getting into drama. The drama is so complex, we can't solve dramas. It will be like that only. So, which is why we can't analyze situations and get answers, because there are no answers. And God won't give you answers. He's not saying I will answer you at all. Rather, he's saying I'll not answer you at all because you don't need it. Master doesn't have to explain to a servant why he is doing some of these things. As a servant, we just have to accept, because he's a very fair and very noble and very loving, and whatever he does is for my best. So when we come from that kind of a faith and trust based system in our mindset, then we will never question why we get this. Even when we have dreadful diseases, we will never question, why did I get a disease? See, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and all, they had cancers and all of that. They didn't question, why did I get disease? Why should I get? I'm already enlightened. I mean, you know what
Mm.
level they were. I mean, even Ramana Maharshi, they were not great people. We can't even put words to whatever they were. They had all these diseases. We can't even tell, oh, they probably had all pesticide related food and that's why all this came. You can't even go to that level of thinking. It is our belief system. We can only
Mm.
accept, oh
Mm.
yeah, they had all these things. That's it. Because they knew why they are getting, and they were okay with whatever they got, because their mentality was accept whatever comes. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to say, why God, why did you give me all these things? Does a dog ask the master, why are you giving me only this food? Yesterday you had given me some other food, why are you not giving me that food today? The dog never questions, it will just eat whatever the master gives. Like that, we should get to a state where we don't question what comes to us. Good, bad, or ugly, it is meant to come to us, which is why it came. But how am I facing it? Am I facing it with acceptance? And that acceptance will actually become far and more better and better when we are able to understand this master servant relationship. And to become a better servant, how much time or how much am I investing to know my master?
Yeah.
If we are able to establish that relationship properly, no, then we'll be in that Ram Rajya, where we are basically doing everything for Ram, not because Ram is good, because Ram is Ram. They did they did like that for as long as,
I'm not.
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not able to chant anything as such, but the whole time I'm listening to some podcast or some
Yeah.
uh, things related to spirituality. So would that be
Huh.
also counted as? Mm.
See, listening is important. Why? Listening makes you uh, think about it. It is called manan. When you're hearing it, you hear, okay, you understand God, love, or everything you understand. But what are you doing with that information? So that is very important. Listening alone really will not give progress, but it will put you on it is giving you an opportunity for progress. But whether you used that opportunity or no will come in the next steps. The next step is you will do manan, you will do chintan, you will think about it, you will introspect on that. How can I apply that in my life? You will think about it. Then one situation will come in your life. Then you will apply that in your life as per the podcast. There is growth. Otherwise, all kinds of listening is a waste. But at least listening helps us than not listening at all. Which is why listening is important. At least the more you keep listening, no, that is the only thing in your head. And you have
Mm.
no space for anything else. You know, you don't have any space for doubts. You don't have any space for crap. You don't have any space for anything else anymore. You don't have space for movies. You don't have space for anything else. Then at that time it will become easy for you to apply. That is why they say listen, so that it will be the only thing in your head and then you can apply better. But if you don't listen at all, And wherever our habits are, we will continue to keep circulating in the same habits. Hence, listening is important. But yeah, definitely that is also a very good thing. I mean, in the stage by stage progress that we do, listening is definitely helpful. But that is not going to lead you to a progressive state, because ultimately, how do we clean up is the main thing, no? So, listening will not help us clean up. Listening will help you to apply those things and then clean up. Because ultimately, being authentic is far more important. And all of this that we are listening to is taking us to that authenticity. All the fake things that we do, all the kapat that we have today, all the, what do you say? I don't know what is the meaning of kapat in English. Kapat is fake only, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, fake only. So all that things that we are faking ourselves about, those have to go. And that will go only when we clear our belief systems. We do all that because we have belief systems.
But Sita, one more question, if I can ask, just the last question for over here. So I'm staying overseas in Bahrain. So my niece had visited me a few months back. She was here with me for 2 months. So according to me, I was very nice, kind to her. I pampered her a lot and everything. But then what I realized is when she went from here back to her house, she wasn't happy and she just complained few things to her mother about, this was not good. I was not happy and I had to work a lot or something like that, which was completely wrong. Uh, but she gave a false information. Now I know that, listening to you, I can understand that I have to look at her as a pose, but I'm not able to place a finger on what could it be in me. What is she mirroring of me in by behaving like this to me?
See,
So
when you
that is
look at,
something which is troubling.
see, we do everything thinking you did your best. You did your best, but you still got those outcomes. It means you were only eligible for those outcomes, which means it may not have been 100% what you expected, because see, now the ego is still saying I want, the ego is expecting some better outcomes.
Some
Why? Because it wants
good,
to
yeah.
feel good. It wants to feel, say,
Mm-hmm.
see, I was the best host. I made her feel all. So this I, jab bhi rahega na, there will always be something or the other to make us feel that you did not do all these things. God,
Okay.
with God, God inspired you to do all that, and you did it. You did your best duty at that time. But when she says that I didn't have the best time, how does it make you feel? It makes you feel cheated. Oh,
Hurt, yes.
what? I thought you got the best experience. So, what it means is, I am expecting one thing, but then if it fails my expectation, then my ego will be hurt. It has to always, everybody has to align with my expectations. Either way, why did she feel like that? It's a different statement. Even, I mean, this happened even in a family I know, where the person went to her Mausi's house, and there the Mausi treated very nicely and all that. But then this person felt that it was too suffocating. But when you look at it from a third person angle, there the child's upbringing was something else. In her house, the atmosphere itself is something else, but there the atmosphere itself is something else. The way they show love and affection is very, very different. The way she thinks love and affection is very different. So when you bring both of them together, how much ever good the situation might be, this person will feel suffocated because she's not used to it. So, how much ever close a child is today, in the past, there were children were used to get adjusted in anybody's house. As long as there is shelter, they would, and 2 meals of food, they would be okay in anybody's house.
Yeah.
But these days, children are not like that because the consciousness itself is like that. The exposure to information is so much that if we ourselves feel entitled, why didn't we get this kind of benefit? When we only are thinking like that, imagine they are in the next generation. They
Mm.
are their expectation is even more huge. The ego is even more huge. We'll be able to see that in our own children. So all you have to think about is, I did my best and this is what I have to accept. It's okay, so be it. That's it. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow you should not entertain new guests. It's okay. Whoever comes, you be your best. Whether they like it, whether they don't like it, again depends on and what you hear from them. It depends on where we stand in that state of consciousness, where we stand in terms of how much we deserve. Are we Ram enough to be able to say, they gave me the best treatment? It has to align. Everybody has to align with us. That alignment comes only when we are in that state. It is like a outcome that we are getting. If we are not getting the best yet, there are so many things that we are yet to accept to get the best. And this best, good, bad, we should never measure at all, if you ask me. Like I said, which is why whatever we get, okay, that much is what I deserved as of now. That's all. Because we don't know where we stand. We think that we are here, but actually we are not here. We are not saints. We are still in Ravan's capital. We are still demons only. We still act like him only. We are still with Kauravas and we still act like Duryodhana's chelas only. To be very honest, if you listen to Mahabharata and if you listen to all their characteristics, you will see every single of those characteristics predominantly still there within us. And if you listen to those Pandavas and their characteristics, oh my God, really? No, we are not there yet. The kind of dedication, surrender, blah, 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 all that faith and trust and all of that they had. No, we are not there yet. We are yet to get to that state. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Kya, Bindu?
Yeah, Smita.
Hi.
Hi.
Smita, we are, any situation comes in front of us or anybody shows anything, whatever is it, ultimate thing is we have to accept that the situation is such and such a thing. It has come to teach us some lesson or something, or a person is behaving like this means we have to just accept. Going on accepting like this, does it, like in any situation, does it become like we are escaping from this?
See, when maybe I think you are trying to ask, where can I draw a line? Right? What do you think is the right thing to do? Is answering back the right thing to do? Answer back. See, you are trying to protect your dignity. You are trying to protect your respect. If let's say somebody is falsely accusing you or something like that, you can definitely answer back. You can definitely say, why are you doing these such things to me? But then it should not come from a place of ego, hurt, and all of that. It should come from a place of knowledge only. See, when you are hurt, when you are feeling expectations and those kind, at that situation, if you're there, no, you can't talk. You can't talk and make them hear. But if you are totally disconnected and you're still talking sense, then you can make them hear. So which is why even when people ask me, what, should we not correct our children at all? Correct your children. Tell your children what is the right thing to do. Teach them all of these things. But don't go there with an expectation that they have to listen. Do it as your duty. Do it as a duty as a female or as a stree, that they are crossing their boundaries. They are probably hitting me or they are abusing me or they are doing these things to me. You have every right to question why are you doing these things while still giving respect to that individual. They did not give you respect doesn't mean that you should not give them respect. You should still give them respect. But at the same time, cross question about their behavior towards you or the actions that they are doing towards you. You still have a right to question. But it should not come from a place of emotion, is what I'm saying. Don't get carried away by the emotion and then that becomes reaction. So to get to that stable state, we need to have done enough work in the background. Otherwise, in that moment, you're gone. You're not still connected to God. If you're connected to God and you're very curious about why are you doing such things to me? What is the reason behind? You want to know. Then you are in a very different state. You are not in resistance at all. You're still curious about why this person is behaving like this. You can ask. It will come. The right answers will come. But if you're carried away in that situation, then you can't handle that. You are already gone. So any action done with full awareness will help you get results also in that proper awareness state. With that rewards also, with that benefits or whatever that is coming as outcome will be according to that. But if you're nobody said don't do some action. They said do it with full awareness, what you think is right, whatever awareness God has given you as right, please go ahead and do that. Just that don't get carried away in reactions. But to get to that state, you should have that strength, no, and stability to stand in that state, which means so much more work had to happen in the past.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Smita.
Yeah. But at the same time, you should understand that if I have got such a person as my relative who is in such and such a behavior and all that, it is because of that reflection that I have as of now. We can't be in denial. How do I make this go away? How do I make this go away? We can't make some of these things go away. We have to say, okay, this is what it is. Like how
Yeah.
Mandodari lived with Ravan.
Hmm.
He was Ravan. And she was a great pativrata stree, and she was a dharmic person. She had love for God. I mean, she was totally opposite of who Ravan was. But at the same time, she also used to correct Ravan. He would say, "Get out! I don't want to listen to you." I mean, he used to insult her in many ways. He would bring other females and then stay with them. He would do every single thing that she would dislike, but she still did her duty. It did not make her stop doing her duty because he will say something. Anyway, he'll not listen. Why should I say? It did not. She did not do that. Whether it works or no, I will continue to do my duty because it's my contribution to the cosmos.
Hmm.
I need to pay my taxes because that is the right thing to do. Whether people see based on outcome, we should not fail to do our duties. Every single minute is a new opportunity to do our duty. We should not compare it with some past. Just keep doing, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. Okay? Yeah, thanks. Okay, chalo, we'll stop here. It's 6 o'clock for a
Smita,
change. We
uh,
at 6 o'clock. Yeah, who is
Smita, Neelima here.
Nilima? Tell.
Uh, like you are able to identify something very easily that it is my ego, right? How, like you said that that 7 hours you wanted, like you wanted to chant, and then you suddenly realize how much time it takes, and this is my ego. How to understand that part, that this decision is coming from my ego? So there are certain ways which I can pick. There are multiple decisions in front of me. I finally decide to go somewhere. How to tell that it is come? I have to pick something or the other at that point of time. Whether that is being done with ego or not, how to identify that?
The very first thing that we will have when it comes to ego is fear. When I told about that chanting, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, it will take 7-8 hours. Huh? Will I be able to do that? Oh, I have cooking, I have kitchen, I have this, our kids will come, or whatever, all the tasks in our day-to-day life, we will think, 7-8 hours, do I even have time? Will I be able to finish it? Will I be able to sit? All of those things we will think. See, here, fear is more about whether I'm going to complete it or not. So at that time, what we need to think is, yes, I have already taken this sankalp because it was an inspired action. I want to do this for God. It was like that, more of that. It felt nice to do this for God. I'm going to do this for God. So, but then ego came in between after that, and then I mean, it's not even practical. Will you be able to do it? Then all that I did was, okay, God, if you I will give my best. I will, as an instrument, I will cooperate and be the best. I will never resist. I will keep wanting to sit there and I'll keep wanting to do it. You make me do. That is called surrender. And I did. 10:30 in the morning I sat. 10:30 in the night I finished. Yeah, 7, 8 hours. It took me 10 hours. Sorry, 12 hours. In between, I had 2 hours of client call, which of course was not accounted for in when I'm doing that sankalp and all that. And I of course took a food break and all of that. It took me till 10:30. And each of that shloka used to take 4 minutes. I had to do 108 times. And it took me that much of time. But ultimately, I was also, when I say surrender, I'm also okay if I'm not able to finish also. I'm okay if he makes me finish also. Because I'm not having any preferences.
Mhm.
I'm saying, I'm now leaving it to you. Whatever outcome that is, I'll just cooperate and be your instrument. However you want to use me, you use me. I'll be the best. I'll not give you any resistances. I'll not say, oh, you no, I can't sit for this long. Now my eyes are paining. Now my mouth is paining. Now my ass is paining. I'll not say anything. I'm just going to sit and do because you want to make me do. So it's more like that surrender. So many people think about many such intense works also like that only, like Bhagavad Gita chanting and all. They do, no, this 3 hours they sit and do, or they do some anashtasans and all that. They'll say, God, you sit in front, you sit within me, and you make me do. In Shastras, that is what they say. Hari Preranaya Hari Prityartham means with Hari has inspired me to do this, which means God has inspired me to do this, and for Hari's happiness, I'm doing this. Action is done through me only. Who's
Mhm.
making me do? I will do whatever comes into my head, I'm doing. But I will think that He made me do. He is inspiring me to do it, and I'm doing these actions as an offering to God. So that is in fourth chapter or something of Bhagavad Gita, they call it yajna. They say all your duty is should be treated like a offering in the homam, in the yajna. In that your skills and all of those things you are offering, you're giving to that. And how pure are those skills? How are you giving those skills? Are you giving it with doubt? Are those homa, whatever you offer into the homam, is it very lower quality? So like that, when you see fire is whatever that intention and sankalp and all of that. So like that, when we compare all our duty to contributing into that, whatever benefits we get from that homa are those outcomes that we are getting. But for that, inputs had to be pure. For the outcome to come to be pure. And what kind of pure outcome will come also, we don't know. It depends on the eligibility that we have to receive those outcomes. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Draupadi will ask, why was I getting into that state where I was disrobed and all of those kinds of things? Why did I have to go through all that? Because he'll say, you are no ordinary woman. You have that strength to go that low for dharma to basically be for dharma to fight adharma, for removing all the adharma in the world. Your role was very essential and nobody else could have done it, they'll say. I mean, literally, when she was having her periods at the time and she was all bloody, they say. When you listen to people, when you listen to the actual Mahabharat, this thing, no, her robe and all was already red. She was wearing only one robe. Those days and all, like today's sanitation and all, they didn't have. They would just be in separate rooms alone. That's all. So she was all bloody, it seems. They pulled her like that only. And like that, even when she went to the forest also, she was like that only, she walked and went. Like humiliated, totally humiliated in front of all elders, blah, 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 in front of people. She went like that only. Why did I have to go? They say such a humiliation nobody has even faced in the past or the future. Nobody has faced. She went like that. Why? Because she was already a goddess. And that goddess could go that low to basically fight and get the dharma established. become a reason, become a pawn. So Krishna says, only you could do it. That is why you agreed to do it at a soul level. That is why you were used as an instrument. So like that, we will be used as instruments for many things, for wherever we belong. We just have to think that through me, something is happening. And through me, some contribution is happening. And all I have to do is give back to the community. Like how you feel so much for the plants and all that. No, why do I have to do all of this for nature? Why do I have to do all this for earth? Somewhere you're contributing with your role as a mother towards earth only. Somewhere as an individual, when you're authentic, when you're constantly surrendered to God, you are basically contributing your authentic self to that God, because you will be the best. You'll be radiating as a best. That best light will be coming out of you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Chalo, we'll stop here. To the Supreme God, we thank you for your divine blessings. To all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones, we thank you all for your great, great blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you, Smita. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all for joining.
Smita.
Be blessed. Bye. Where is it called?